So I'm Dr. Maggie Hoerger. I'm a senior lecturer in the School of Education at Bangor University. And the BESST project, which is the British Early Special School Teaching Project, is a collaboration between researchers at the university and teachers, children, and administrators in local special needs schools. So the research that it comes from shows us that an early intensive behavioral intervention can be enormously beneficial to young children with autism and other disabilities, but that intervention requires about 25 to 40 hours a week of intensive one-to-one teaching, which is not generally available to most kids in maintained schools because it's incredibly expensive and also doesn't really fit very well into the culture of the school. A lot of schools are arranged to be giving one-to-one provision all day long. So what we wanted to do with this project was to go back to the research and find the very best bits of the early intensive teaching model and find a way to fit them into the culture of the special needs school. We designed programs where schools hired behavior analysts, and they've collaborated with the teachers to do in-depth assessments of each child. So we found out what kind of skills were they lacking, what were their skill deficits. Sometimes kids with special education needs struggle with noticing important social cues or understanding how language works. Maybe they don't imitate, they haven't picked up a lot of these essential learning to learn skills. So we did some really in-depth assessment, and each child worked on those skills in some one-to-one teaching targets for about 7 hours a week. All of the classroom staff worked with all of the children. So if the kids were in their one-to-one sessions working on, say, imitation or language, they're also going to be doing this in the sand table or in the yard or at lunchtime. So it's happening all day long. So we have a systematic teaching approach for the children that is individualized, but it's not as rigorously one-to-one as the research said. Based on the research, we thought they might make small gains, but in fact, they far exceeded our expectations. So in the first bit of research, the children made gains on measures of intelligence, adaptive behavior, language. Their parents noticed changes, the teachers noticed changes, and the teachers liked the program. They liked knowing what to teach the kids, and they liked knowing what to do if there's a tricky behavior, but mostly they could see the progress for the children. So the next step, and this was funded by the Bangor ESRC Impact Acceleration Award, was to take this first project and share it with a much broader range of schools. So in this case, we had 9 classrooms and 6 schools essentially running the model, which was an opportunity to see, does it work in other schools, and also to share this best practice. So again, each school collaborated with a behavior analyst. We did the individual assessment. We worked on identifying the appropriate behaviors these children needed. And each behavior analyst and teacher pair interpreted the model differently, but kept the core elements of it. And again, we saw that for 9 classrooms, 6 schools, over 100 children, the children's gains far exceeded what we expected. The teachers, by and large, again, really liked the project. They felt like the children were making good progress. They could see that progress. They enjoyed the support of the behavior analyst in the classroom. And now what we know is we have a model that works very well in the classrooms. It's a nice collaboration between teachers and behavior analysts and the university. So the next steps for the study will be a much larger randomized control trial to understand, is this best practice, and is this a model that should be adopted in special schools across England and Wales?